So really happy.
Absolutely, sir. It's my pleasure. Ladies and gentlemen, Shri N.P. Singh is an industry veteran who rose from the post of CFO of Sony Picture Networks India in 1999 to CEO in 2014. He brings with him over 38 years of experience in the corporate world, and in his current role, he's focused on building leadership equity of Sony Picture Networks India. During his long innings at Sony Picture Networks, he has also served as its Chief Operating Officer. Equipped with a deep understanding of the media and entertainment space, he's insightful about the role Sony Picture Networks could play by bringing in rich diversity in content to broaden the television and digital viewership base globally. His leadership has led SPN to successfully tap into the broad spectrum of audience preferences in urban and rural areas, operations in leading organizations, including Modi Xerox and Spice Telecom. An alumnus of the Delhi School of Economics, where he completed his master's program, he holds a bachelor's degree in commerce from the University of Delhi. A rank holder of the Institute of Cost Accountants of India, he was honored with the Certificate of Merit by the Institute for his meritorious performance. It's the honor to host you, sir.
Thank you. It's my honor.
Sir, my first question. Scam अच्छी कंपनियों को बर्बाद कर देती है, लेकिन सोनी लिव की तकदीर बदल दी. How do you respond to the overwhelming response of Scam 1992 on Sony Live?
ये बहुत अच्छा सवाल आपने किया और जिस तरह से पूछा वो भी बहुत रोचक है. Undoubtedly, we've had tremendous response to the series and very humbling indeed. The reviews that we've received on the series have been very strong and very, very positive. And the ratings also on IMDb have been 9.6, which is which is something that brings a smile to my face every time I see it. We've, on the back of Scam, we've seen a uptick in the number of paying subscribers for Sony Live. And mind you, we had relaunched Sony Live just a few months ago. And we've had other series that we can talk about later. But Scam has helped us sharply grow our paid subscriber base. And interestingly, I just today I was reading an article. Looks like it's also triggering a few more debates on market reforms, which is also very interesting. So, overall, very, very positive, very encouraged, and humbled by the success of Scam. And I'm a firm believer if you have good quality content and if you stay true to the premise that you start out with, you are going to get success. And you would know, and our viewers will know, our listeners will know, Scam is based on a book called The Scam, written by Devashish Basu and Sucheta Dalal, wonderfully crafted under the direction of ace director Hansal Mehta, and presented by Applause Entertainment. What gives me tremendous amount of satisfaction is that our own production house, Studio Next, has actually produced the show. Yes. So that's another reason for me to smile. So smiling all the way.
Yes, smiling all the way to glory. Sir, as you said that, Scam has purely placed Sony Live as an OTT platform to look out for. Like recently ago, you had relaunched Sony Live with a barrage of shows, very good shows such as Avrod, Andekhi. And now with Scam, it catapults Sony Live into a different league of OTT platforms altogether. What are your network's future plans for Sony Live? Considering that digital is a booming space in the M&E sector, how do you wish to place Sony Live amongst the top three of the genre?
It indeed is. And as you very correctly pointed out, with the relaunch and just before the relaunch, we had another very good series called Gulak. When we relaunched, we had very good quality original content coming onto Sony Live. Shows like Your Honor and Dekhi and Avrod that you have spoken of have been again very well received. But we have a lot more high quality content coming up, which includes not just premium original web series. It includes live sports. Live sports is something that we have in abundance on Sony Live. We currently have the UEFA Champions League, UEFA Europa League. We have Serie A going on. India tour of Australia has just been finalized yesterday, starting November 27th. India tours Australia, and that'll be also on SonyLIV. Then we'll have Australian Open. We'll have the Olympics, which have been delayed from this year because of the pandemic, and also Euro, which also has been delayed. In addition, we have a lot of global content, movies in multiple languages, popular content from our linear channels, which also is very, very popular, and both from the Sony stable and the sub stable. And of course, we have the KVC Play Along, which builds a lot of engagement with the users. So a lot of excitement in store as far as SonyLIV is concerned.
Absolutely. So a whole new bright future awaits SonyLIV when it comes to not only premium originals, but also the other content that is there on SonyLIV.
That's correct. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Now, talking about LIV, sir, how do you plan to position it in terms of the revenue strategy wise? Will it be a subscription driven platform only, or are you trying to make it a hybrid version of AWOD and SWOD, advertising driven and subscription driven?
Our focus is strongly on subscriptions for sure, but at the same time, we also have a strong AWOD offering. In fact, if you look at the plans that we have introduced after the relaunch, one, of course, is the LIV Premium plan, which is $9.99 for the 12-month period. That is pure SWOD. You know, and that has all the content that we have to offer available to the paying subscriber. And then we have another plan called LIV Special Plus, which has limited ads, and those are limited to our sports previews and our live channels, of course. And then, of course, there is LIV Special, which is at $199 for 12 months. LIV Special Plus is at $399 for 12 months, and LIV Special is for $199. That's pure AWOD. Okay. So you'll have a lot of advertising, not a lot of, you'll have advertising there. So it's a mix of SWOD and AWOD with a very sharp focus on driving up subscriptions on the back of a lot of original content and live sports.
Sure. So there are now a bundle of packages, and the consumer has to choose if he wants to go for the premium pack, naturally the complete SWOD pack where he's not disturbed by any ads, and then you also have the economical pack, which is complemented by the advertising.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
So Sony Entertainment is celebrating its 25 glorious years in India this October. As someone who has been associated with its organization since decades now, how would you describe its journey, and what, according to you, have been the major milestones of Sony Picture Networks in India?
That's a question very close to my heart. Having seen 21 plus years of the 25-year journey of this company, having been part of the evolution of the company, having seen the highs and lows, and it fills me with nostalgia and also with pride for what we've been able to achieve in the last 25 years of this company's existence. Starting on October 8th, 1995, with just one channel. Today we have multiple channels. We have 24 channels, and we have a strong OTT platform that we just spoke of. We have a content production studio. We have a movie production studio, and you would have seen movies like Piku Surma, Mubaraka, and very recently Shakuntala. So it's been quite a journey, and it's been a fascinating voyage for me, honestly. Coming from a non-media, non-television background, I have virtually learned everything of media in this company. So I hold this very dear to me. It's been a period of great learning for me personally as well, because every time you face a new challenge, that also gives you a lot of new learnings, and that's how I've seen it. That's how we see it in the company. You spoke about milestones, and if I have to count all the milestones, then maybe we'll have to spend 2-3 days going over everything that we have done. But just the key ones, back in 99, 2000, the big launch after Sony Entertainment Television, which was in 95, was Max, which was a unique combination of Bollywood movies and cricket. I mean, nobody had ever tried that before, and we tried it and successfully. And till today, Max is the #1 channel in the genre, which is no mean achievement. And then, of course, we went ahead and acquired the ICC cricket rights and introduced a newer concept of a wraparound show with a female anchor called Extra Innings, which became very successful. And then we participated in the launch of IPL at a time when nobody believed in the concept, because who thought a domestic cricket league could ever work in a market like India? But we put our heart and soul into it and made it a huge success for the first 10 years. It was a huge success and continues to be big. We then went on to acquire, do an acquisition, which was the largest in M&E in India, 10 Sports, and integrated it well into our company and made a success. And of course, how can I forget Sub, acquisition of Sub, and then transformation of Sub and launch of Tarak Mehta Ka Ulta Chashma, which is now 3,000 episodes plus and running for 12 years plus without a break. So a lot of those memories come back. Honestly, today we are available in close to 170 countries, over 700 million viewers. We have pioneered a lot of new concepts and ideas in the market, which continue to be successful even today. And I don't want to get into too many details of those, because some of those are now with other networks. We have always put our people at the heart of everything we do. People who work for the company are the most important assets of the company as far as I'm concerned. And I hold them all very dear to me. And I'm very happy that we have been recognized as one of India's great places to work. We also believe in giving back to society. So we have a very strong CSR program under the aegis of Ek India Happy Wala. And under that program, we have projects that support education, environment, and empowerment. The 3 E's, as we say, are the pillars of our CSR strategy. And very recently, during the pandemic, we also lent a helping hand to the daily wage earners of our own industry. As you know, in the beginning of the pandemic, April, May, June, there was a big issue of people having lost their jobs and livelihoods and didn't have enough to even buy their daily rations. So we contributed a fair sum of money and made sure that they got the essentials. So I can go on and on, but these are some things that come to mind, Kailash.
Absolutely. So 21 years at Sony Picture Networks India. When NP Singh thinks to recollect of it, nothing but fills him with heart reminiscing nostalgia at the end.
That's correct.
So, we know that the pandemic has disrupted the M&E sector considerably, the business. How do you see recovery taking place now with the markets opening up? Are we returning to pre-COVID levels, 100% of the business of pre-COVID levels?
We certainly are seeing signs of recovery in the economy, and with the unlocking of the markets, we are beginning to see early signs of economic revival. Yeah. As far as we are concerned as a network, very happy to say that our ad sales, the ad revenue has actually reverted back to the pre-COVID levels, more or less. And I'm very confident that during this festival season, we will see a further growth in that, with a lot of traditional categories as well as new categories investing in advertising. So be it e-commerce, or it is or edutech, online gaming, FMCG, mobile handsets, automobiles.
Traditional FMCG.
Yeah, traditional consumer durables. They're all now investing, and some of the corporate results of FMCG also have been very encouraging. Monsoon has been very good, which is good for the rural economy, and that is also helping grow demand in that market. So we are seeing a revival, and I think if the ad spends that we are currently seeing result in increased demand and consumption, we will see further growth in revenues for the entire sector.
Okay.
So I remain optimistic about the future.
Absolutely, and one must remain optimistic about the future.
Yeah.
So most of the top broadcasters are considering, complete closure of certain very niche television channels. Even Sony went ahead with the same for certain brands. In such times, what, according to you, will be the future of broadcasting in this country, considering that television broadcast in this country is the biggest segment of the M&E and close to about $10 billion, advertising and subscription put together? How do you see the future of television broadcast in this country?
It's not going anywhere. Okay. Let me talk about that.
I love that answer.
But it is very important to take cognizance of the changing environment. You can't shut your eyes to what is happening around you. And in many ways, the pandemic has thrown up a lot of challenges and learning as well, which we have to internalize and then respond to the market. As for, you spoke about Sony having shut down some channels, but we did that even before the pandemic started, because I believe in observing strong fiscal discipline. And one of the core reasons of our success, and I'm saying this with a lot of humility and with my fingers crossed, is our fiscal discipline. We take very measured risks and always keep an eye on ROI for all our investments. So we have invested where we have seen strong strategic and economic value. At the same time, we have exited from properties and not just channels, even content, which appeared unviable over the longer term. And that's an evaluation we do constantly, and wherever we feel we don't see long-term value in any asset, whether there's a channel, platform, or content, then we exit that and spend that money on something which will deliver a strong ROI going forward. But that's about Sony. As far as the market is concerned, a lot of changes are taking place in the market as we speak. Viewers in India are evolving rapidly, and we've seen that during this period of 7 months of the pandemic. And very interestingly, keeping pace with technology. Before COVID hit us, we were all thinking that it'll take time for Indian consumer to get used to watching content on web and on mobile phones. How quickly has that changed? Yeah. So there's a lot of consumption now happening. People are keeping pace with technology, and we've seen a surge of viewership of content on television and on digital platforms both. Monetization has been an issue, but content consumption has grown tremendously during this period. And as you know, we're a very diverse market. And I strongly believe, something that I started with, television broadcast still has a significant runway ahead, and will continue to grow, though not at the same rate at which we've been growing in the past. So we will not see double-digit growth on television broadcast, but it will continue to grow. Having said that, television consumption patterns will change, in fact, are changing. It will be important for us to segment the market and give the viewer what she or he needs rather than going on the basis of one size fits all, which is what all of us as broadcasters have done for the last several years. So this is the time now to understand the consumer much better and slice and dice the market much better and segment it and offer content to each segment basis their needs rather than just giving spraying the same content all across the platform.
Sure. So this is a time where television broadcast is here to stay.
Yeah.
It will grow, not at probably the double digit. It will see a single digit grow, but because since as a demography we are so diverse, as you said, that even though we can see in urban areas or in semi-urban areas there is an uptake with regards to digital consumption, but there's a lot of work that has to be done with regards to bandwidth in the larger Bharat of India.
That is correct. Yeah.
Where you see the cable and where you see the DD free dish so prevalent that television and digital both will grow at the same time, and India will see a TV plus digital is what we can see.
Absolutely.
Now, with the growing of the popularity of the OTT platforms as a one-stop shop destination for viewers, entertainment, do you feel that going ahead, Sony's as a company's organization focus will shift towards more creating content for its digital? Do you look at a scenario where your content budget for TVs will shrink and absolutely go to OTT? Because now if we see the kind of scale on OTTs, the kind of series that are coming these days, they are made at a very nice budget, and they are delivering also so well. So there has to be, if there's a shift in viewership, if digital is giving you that double-digit growth and television is a single-digit growth, do you see that the kind of investment that you make in these soap operas today will dwindle?
First and foremost, we started to position ourselves as a content company more than 3 years ago. So I consider ourselves to be a content company. Our intent is to produce high quality content for consumers across multiple segments and platforms. And segmentation again comes in here. Okay. So that's how we are positioning. We have positioned ourselves over the last few years, which is why we went ahead and created our own content production studio, Studio Next, and are doing a lot of production of our own content for our television channels and for the Sony LIV platform through Studio Next. What the consumer needs will define content strategy for each segment. Yeah, and will also therefore define the budget for content for that segment. Okay, so it's difficult to generalize and make a generalized statement that the content budgets will move from television to OTT platforms. My belief is, as I said earlier, I don't see TV going disappearing in the near future, and therefore we have to continue to invest in content for our television viewers, because there is still a very strong viewership of television content. We will certainly be seeing a huge amount of money being invested in OTT content, something we are doing ourselves. So OTT we spoke about focus on SVOD. So if I'm expecting my subscribers to pay me a premium to subscribe to my platform, then I have to deliver to them very high quality premium content, and for that big budgets will be required, and we are making those budgets available for the content teams to produce that kind of content. So I would not say that budgets on TV will dwindle. We still have to continue to make content for our television viewers, and I don't believe we need to bring down that quality. In fact, we may have to up the quality quotient on television. But at the same time, we'll continue to invest in OTT as well. So content budgets are growing rather than shrinking.
Okay, so OTT budgets will grow, but they will not cut a pie from television.
No, not the mainstream media as I see it.
Okay, so Sony Pictures is also one of India's leading film studio. Now with the pandemic, halting filmed entertainment, as we all know, completely, and now web becoming the consumer's first preference for watching cinema as well, with large-scale OTT movies being released on OTT, where do you see the future of filmed entertainment?
Pandemic has led to a big disruption as far as out-of-home entertainment is concerned. People are not willing to step out and go into crowded places, although during this festival season, we are beginning to see people stepping out to do their festival shopping. But certainly we've seen a disruption, and cinema halls have been shut for a very long period of time. Unprecedented, has never happened in the past for such a long period of time. But once we are over the hill, and I hope it happens soon, just being hopeful here, and once a vaccine is available, which I think is a few months away, we will start to see people going out of home for entertainment one more time, and will go back to cinemas. It will take some time for all of us to get comfortable to sit in a close environment with a lot of people, but it will happen over a period of time once we are past the peaks and we have a vaccine available. So there will be movie releases in cinemas hopefully next year, maybe the first half itself, and we'll start to see that, and we'll start to see growth in footfalls in cinemas. Having said that, I firmly believe now that we've seen a possibility of releasing movies on OTT platforms, we will see more of that also happening. You may have movies produced going forward with clear intent of actually premiering them on OTT platforms only, rather than taking them to cinemas. So both will coexist, and I'm sure that this segment of entertainment also will bounce back and will grow.
Sure. So still filmed entertainment, though it may have seen a little disruption because of the pandemic, cinema shutting down, but now with the reopening of cinemas, and once a proper cure or a vaccine comes out, Indians love that big screen feel, that 70 mm entertainment feel. And it's not just about the movies, it's about, the entire family outing. Okay. Having a popcorn or a samosa in your hand and watching, let's say, Salman Khan on a big screen. So that's what Indians crave out for, and that is very much here to stay. So you steered the Indian Broadcasting Federation as its president for the last 2 years in what could be termed as industry's most challenging times. First with NTO 1, now the pandemic, and now NTO 2, and there's an AdCap matter, which is sub judice as of now. What future challenges do you foresee for the sector as a whole, the entire M&E sector?
Yeah, two major matters are sub judice, as you rightly said, so won't comment on that. But as we've discussed earlier, industry has seen a huge disruption due to the pandemic. And it is important that we have, now going forward, at least have a stable business, and also very importantly, a regulatory environment for the industry to recover quickly. At the same time, we are also going through a phase of transformation, something I touched upon earlier, with the viewer taste changing and viewer evolving. The economic environment is also evolving, so it is important for us to keep pace with that speed of transformation that is taking place. The shift from television, eyeballs from television to digital, that's happening, has happened, is happening as we speak. We have to continue to work together as an industry and also with the government and the regulator to facilitate this transformation and provide an environment which is conducive to growth of the industry and take away some of the irritants in the on the way. So, as an industry, I think we need to focus on, yes, of course, those issues that are there in court. Those will get decided and settled over the next few months or so. We have to facilitate this transformation that is taking place and support it rather than shooting our eyes to it, because it's taking place as I said earlier, and we have to support it rather than fight it and create an environment which helps us all grow together.
Absolutely. So the industry has to come together to grow unitely.
Yeah.
After such kind of changes.
Yeah.
Now, so in response to the situation caused by the pandemic, IBF as a body made a list of representations to the government to help it tide the crisis. How far do you believe the industry's demands have been met? Do you feel that the government could have done a little more to support the sector?
We can always say that, but I must say that government has given us a patient hearing. It is work in progress, and we continue to be engaged with the government to get support for the growth of our sector. And IBF in particular is working very closely with the government and also now with the regulator to have some of the key issues resolved. And I'm very confident that in the next a couple of months' time, we'll hear of a few large. There'll be some significant announcements that we are hoping will be made by the government, which will help future growth of our industry.
Absolutely. So government will give it has given a patient hearing, and the industry and the IBF body is hopeful that in the future some positive developments or some positive shifts for the industry will definitely pour in.
Absolutely.
I do have a certain, we've been joined by a large set of audiences and they have little questions for you. I'll take a couple of them, before we sign off.
Sure.
Before we even started, I had questions pouring in here. One of the questions that I can see a viewer asking is, as compared to international content like Money Heist, Game of Thrones, etc., why are studios and producers, OTT platforms in India wary of putting their money on new and unknown faces?
That is, first, that's a very good question, but that is changing, and we started the session by talking about our own show, The Scam.
Scam, yeah.
Right? And there are no, as far as the main protagonists are concerned, there are no big faces there.
There are no big faces.
And
True.
it is delivering such a strong success. And likewise, if you see our other series, Andekhi, same thing. Avrod, again, not very big stars. So that trend has begun. And I think the focus now is shifting to strong storytelling. As I always tell my teams, for me, script is the hero. So if it is a strong script, then to support the script, if we need some established strong actors, we will do it. Otherwise, force fit is not something that we will support, and we will always back good quality content with strong narrative that will appeal to our viewers.
Absolutely. So script is the hero, and naturally there are good actors, and this trend of casting only big faces is changing, and that change can be seen from the web. Rightly said, from Scam and from also from other series.
Other series,
love the content.
Yeah, I mean other series like Panchayat, for example.
Yes.
Or Gullak was another series.
Also an example.
So there are multiple Patalok, absolutely multiple such examples, and that's very encouraging as well. That trend has already started.
That trend has already started, and it also opens a good amount of opportunity for good actors.
Yeah.
You need not be a face, but if you're a good actor and if you audition well, you can actually land up a role, because in web, people want a good, you can say, a gripping narrative of the story.
Absolutely.
one more question that I can see, sir, is here. What are your future plans on further expansion in sports genre with cricket and non-cricketing properties? Is it going to be as big as your competitors?
That's a interesting question to ask at this juncture
Yes.
of competition. I would not get into others' strategies. As far as we are concerned, we are very clear, as I said earlier. We will continue to make investments in content, and that includes sports, with a firm eye on ROI. If it makes sense for us, we will invest, and we have invested. We have rights to a lot of cricket boards, whether it's Cricket Australia or ECB, or it is Sri Lankan cricket board, and there are some others that we are in discussion. We have WWE, we have the UFC, we have the UEFA Champions, Europa League, and Serie A, and we have Olympics and Euro, and much more. And we will continue to make investments in sports, because we believe that sports is a big driver of subscriptions on linear television as well as on OTT platforms. But we will only go for good quality sports, and not go after everything that is available.
Sure. So naturally, any investment decision in sports involves a huge amount of investment, and any decision would be taken basis the ROI that the company will see. I'll just take a last question, which I can see on my screen here. How do you see the financials changing in terms of proportion of revenue generation, TV vis-a-vis OTT? Where's the ball? How's the ball rolling?
The rate of growth of revenue on digital is much higher than that of television. But the base of TV is very large, and it'll take some time for digital to catch up in terms of the overall volumes. Okay, so while it is, we are seeing a perceptible shift towards digital, because the rate of growth is higher there. It'll take time for digital to catch up with television.
Sure. So naturally, digital is growing, but TV has a huge base, not only in this nation, in terms of the viewers' loyalty, their choice, their preference, and naturally accessibility also.
Absolutely.
With this, thank you so much, sir. We wrap up this session of Visionary Talks. It's been an absolute pleasure hosting you, and it's an honor for me as well, sir. I have seen you, since my growing years, and there's a lot of respect that I have for you, and definitely under your guidance, the entire industry, as you said, the industry needs to unite itself, and we will see a glorious future for the Indian media and entertainment sector.
I firmly believe in that.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us.
Sure.
Thank you, sir. Jai Hind.
Thank you. Jai